107.9 WWPH.
Worldwide radio. From the studios at West Windsor, Plainsboro High Schools, North and South, 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
Hello and welcome back to Divine 107.9. I'm your host Estelle and I'm joined by
Mihika and Reet.
And we have a super fun show planned for you guys today, so stay tuned.
Don't do this, Joker.
I'm not gonna kill you, Batman. You listen to 107.9 FM.
WWPH in Princeton Junction?
That's the one.
The radio in the Batmobile is always tuned to 107.9.
And with great music and exciting shows, why wouldn't it be? 107.9 just puts a smile on my face.
Guess you're not as crazy as I thought. 107.9 asks you.
Why so serious?
Listen to 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
Now you're feeling kinda overwhelmed, oh, need to reach out, I guess so. Say you feel low, baby, I know, that's a talk with counselor. Move it up, down, left, right, oh, find support, you're not alone. Say you feel stuck, baby, I know, that's a talk with counselor. A message from 107.9 FM, WWPH, Princeton Junction.
You're listening to the only commercial-free radio station that has all your local news, sports, and weather. WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
You're listening to the Divine 107.9. I know last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, but I never really got the chance to shout out some of my teachers, and it doesn't just have to be Teacher Appreciation Week for you to show your appreciation to your teachers. This year, I've been lucky enough to have some really awesome teachers for some of the hardest subjects of sophomore year. Specifically, my chemistry teacher, Mr. Patterson, and my geometry teacher, Mr. Manelikos. Many people in our school already know that they're great teachers, and it's pretty agreed upon, and I couldn't agree more. I don't think I've ever had teachers as good as they are. But what makes a teacher a good teacher? Everyone has different learning styles, so what those teachers do has to be something unique that others don't do much, and something that works out well for everybody, or at least the majority of the people. My geo teacher, Mr. Mano, is very big on playing games, so the day after a test, instead of immediately starting a new unit, he lets us all play games for the day. I really like this because I get really stressed out when it's time for a test, so this is a really great thing he does. And it's obviously more than just games that makes him such a great teacher. He actually teaches, which sounds like a normal thing, but I've had so many experiences where teachers verbalize the math instead of showing us how it works, because it's so difficult to learn math without being able to see the way it works. Plus, he always makes things really fun for us, and I think he's the literal definition of make learning fun, and proof that making learning fun is one of the best ways for students to learn. Another great teacher is my chem teacher, Mr. Patterson. I could genuinely cry tears of joy because he's my chemistry teacher. Many of my friends who have other chem teachers that maybe don't go as in depth of the teaching of chem as Mr. Patterson does. He really drills something into our heads, but he does it in a really fun way. He also spends a lot of time fully walking us through the topic, literally step by step, which is what we need to build a strong chemistry foundation. He also tells a lot of dad jokes, which is just a super fun little extra thing. He also makes up lots of mnemonic devices for us so that when the time for a test comes, we remember it and it actually works. He's also just a really good guy in general and such an awesome teacher. I guess the main takeaway is that these teachers do fun things in our classes, and even though they both do it at very different degrees, they're still both awesome teachers. School is meant to be a place where you learn things, but learning doesn't automatically equal zero fun. There's many ways to combine them that makes coming to school so much more enjoyable and learning much easier. This isn't the only thing that makes teachers good, though. They all have their own things that make them so awesome. Even though it's not Teacher Appreciation Week, make sure that if there's something a teacher does that makes you really enjoy or appreciate something about the teacher themselves, that you tell them. Mr. Mano told me that it really makes a teacher's day knowing that they've done something worthwhile for their students, And even though to us it's just one small thing, to them it means a lot. So make sure to tell your teachers whenever they do something you appreciate.
You know when you're on your way to the bathroom and sometimes you just wander off to the other side of the school building? Or is that just me? Either way, make sure you always have a pass in your hands at all times and don't wander off too far because you might go past your designated areas. Now, with the color-coded passes, teachers can tell if you're roaming the hallways. Not that I ever did that, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. This important public service announcement is brought to you by 107.9 FM WWPH in Princeton Junction.
You're listening to WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
Welcome back to the great 107.9, and there are a lot of movies that are coming out this month. So a lot of them have already released, and I think you should totally check them out if you ever have some free time this month. So number one, we have The Devil Wears Prada 2. Andy Shax comes back to the fashion world years after leaving Runway magazine. Miranda Priestley is struggling with the magazine because social media and digital media are so popular now that people rarely read magazines. Although Andy is now a successful journalist, she gets pulled back into the Miranda's world and has to decide if chasing success is worth all of the pressure.
The next movie we have on here is The Sheep Detectives, where Hugh Jackman is the owner of the sheep in this movie. If there's one reason you should go to see this movie, let it be Hugh Jackman. I can attest to that. So, anyways, this movie is about a group of sheep trying to solve the murder of their shepherd after he suddenly dies. The sheep actually understand everything humans say, even though the humans don't realize this. So they start looking for clues and trying to find the killer.
Next up, we have The Backrooms. This movie is based on an internet horror story, and it's about an endless yellow room. It's about endless yellow rooms and hallways that just lead to, more hallways. It's very creepy and, kind of unsettling. The movie follows people who are trapped in this strange dimension where nothing makes sense and dangerous things are hiding in the shadows. This is more of a psychological horror film. So, all of you horror fans out there should definitely go check it out. I found out that they recently found out, where the actual picture of the back rooms, or quote unquote back rooms, are. So
I was so intrigued when I first heard about the back rooms. I think it was just I think my first time hearing about it was maybe this week, and because one of my friends was talking about it and they were like, yeah, I've always been into this whole backroom story and everything, and I was like, is this some kind of bedtime story that my parents forgot to read me when I was a kid? Because they told me that they were when they were younger, they would really dive into this stuff, and I was like, there's no way, I've literally never heard of this before, I have no idea what this is.
I'm sorry, what is the Backrooms?
Have you ever seen The Shining, or Creeped Out? Have you ever seen Creeped Out?
No.
The show on Netflix. It's just basically just imagine just plain yellowish hallways, and they're just plain yellow beige colored, and you keep walking through them and there's literally no exit, and every time you see an exit sign it just leads to more and more hallways and stuff. You literally can't, it's like a maze, it's like a labyrinth, and it's just so hard to get out of, and it's so creepy because there's stuff in the shadows and everything. There's I don't know if it's monsters. I'm kind of new to the whole internet. I'm kind of new to this whole story, but from what I know, there's stuff lurking in the shadows and stuff, and it's really cool that they made it a movie. Yeah, and also I just never thought that they would actually take an internet sort of thing and make it into this whole story.
No, but it's so many works of fiction, especially on fan fiction sites, have been written about the Backrooms that I think it was kind of inevitable that they were going to make a big film based on it, and I think that's actually really cool.
But I've never known something like this to happen. Have you guys ever heard of people just making genuine movies that release in theaters and everything based off of internet horror stories, or just internet fan fiction stuff? This is the first time I'm hearing of something like that happening, and it's just pretty insane.
Internet fan fictions make sense because a lot of shows, for example, I can't say a lot of them, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But a lot of books and movies, they were Wattpad fan fictions about Harry Styles, and then they became actual movies. But obviously they had to change the name of a lot of characters because they were celebrities in the original work.
Yeah. I mean, that's like honestly just crazy. I really love horror movies. I think you guys know this already, but I love horror movies, and psychological horror movies are like actually my favorite kind. And I feel like people who say that they like horror movies but don't like psychological horror movies, like the Blair Witch Trials, I thought that was such a great movie, but so many people thought it wasn't because there wasn't like jump scares or anything, and it's like you're not watching real horror if you're not watching stuff that literally makes you question whether there's someone coming out to get you.
And also, like, jump scares, they're kind of overused.
Yeah, the only time, jump scares work on me in Roblox games.
Oh, yeah.
I get jump scared so bad. I was playing Roblox today in sub-study, and I was playing, like, this game called Demonology, and then
I love Demonology. I love Demonology.
God, I love that game. Me and my friends are all, like, we're all addicted to that game. We, like, FaceTime over the weekends and stuff, and I think we found it, like, maybe last week.
Yeah.
And, when did you guys
During spring break, me and my, like, friend group that I sit with during lunch, we just played for hours, and then there was one day during spring break where I played with, like, my friend Amalika, and we were playing, like, until, like, 2 a.m. We were whispering to each other while, like, our laptops were, like, on our chest while we were playing Demonology, and we kept on getting all the demons wrong because we kept on going, like, on, like, hard mode, so we kept on dying and everything. It was so fun.
Honestly,
I love that game.
Completely justified. I completely understand why you would play that game. Reet, have you ever played it?
No, I've never heard of it.
It's so good.
You know what? I think they also have Roblox games based off of the Backrooms.
They do. They have a lot.
They definitely, yeah.
I mean, the Backrooms look like something out of a Roblox game.
Yeah, I think it is. Like, I've seen stuff like that before on the internet, too. So it has to be on Roblox somewhere. So if you're looking forward to seeing the movie, like, you should play the Backrooms Roblox game, or they probably have, like, an actual game or something. I don't know. But another movie that's coming out is The Mandalorian and Grogu. And it's a Star Wars movie that continues the story of Din Djarin and Grogu after the Disney Plus series, and they go on a dangerous mission to stop a possible war while traveling across the galaxy. I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there, and May is kind of like an unofficial Star Wars month. May the 4th, everybody knows that's Star Wars Day, but I feel like because May the 4th is such a big thing for Star Wars fans, like, they like to celebrate the whole month of May as like a Star Wars month, and they always go on a rewatch. So I feel like this is a great thing to watch if you're like a huge fan of Star Wars. I know like one of my friends is. But definitely make sure to go check out these movies if you have any free time over the course of this month, because I think that they're all movies that are going to be worth watching.
WWPH, Princeton Junction.
Pirate Radio, Night Radio, 107.9 FM, The Flash.
Good afternoon, this is Estelle Cherry with the 107.9 FM Campus Flash for Friday, May 15, 2026. High School South Scratch is bringing concert experience to the school. Be there tonight free of charge at 7 p.m. to watch talented high school students do their thing on stage. Senior Prom is coming up, and High School South is bringing The Great Gatsby to life for the biggest night of the year. The prom will take place on June 5th, and all contracts and payments must be turned in by today. Women's Sports Club is bringing back their annual flag football event, and the competition is going to be intense. The event takes place May 28th at 4 p.m., and the $15 entry fee includes a shirt, so grab a friend and sign up now. There's a bunch going on around the area this weekend with a rare book fair at Honey Hollow Nature Center, alpacas and shopping at the Barn Crawl weekend in Chesterfield, and live music plus fun activities at Princeton Shopping Center Spring Fun Fest. Checking your local weather, it's 61, but it feels like 65. It's cloudy and just a little windy. Expect lots of sunny temperatures next week. This has been Estelle with the 107.9 FM Campus Flash for Friday, May 15, 2026.
Last on the dial, first in your heart, 107.9 FM.
Recently, I rewatched Hercules. It's actually been a really long time since I've watched Hercules. I loved it back then and I love it now, but this time when I watched it, maybe it was because I was older or something, but there were so many messages in the movie that I never noticed before. In Hercules, he feels different from everyone around him. He wants badly to belong, but people either fear him or see him as weird because of his strength. A lot of high schoolers relate to that feeling, like not fully fitting into a friend group, feeling misunderstood, or changing parts of themselves just to become what everyone else wants. However, spending all of your energy to try to become what everyone else wants makes you a very unhappy person. In the movie, Hercules only finds peace when he accepts himself instead of chasing the approval of others. I know it's very hard to accept yourself for something if everyone around you doesn't agree with it, but when you do, it feels really nice. In fact, one of my friend's parents once told me that they really liked the way I did things without caring what others thought. I was surprised to hear this because I didn't think I've done that, because I've always done things based off of what I thought others would think of me, but I guess I don't always do that. After hearing that, I realized it's actually much nicer if you just stopped caring. Do things the way you want, not the way others want you to do it. This has been Estelle on 107.9 FM.
You're listening to WWPH 107.9 FM in Princeton Junction.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
You're listening to the greatest high school radio station in the nation. Right now we're going to be playing Wordle really, really quickly. So, to start, we're going to use a word with a lot of vowels in it, like crane. That's the one I always use. So, OMG, C and R are in the right spot, and then E just has to move. So what do we think it could be?
Cream.
Cream? But there's no A. Let's do it anyways. Okay, C, R, E are the first three letters. Let's brainstorm. Oh, creep, no. Creel.
Oh, so close.
Creek.
Creek.
Let's do that. Oh no, still no. Creed. Okay, guys, the word was creed, and we got that in 6 guesses, but we did that so quickly. I'm so proud of us, guys. Sorry for spoiling it if you haven't done it, but I hope we helped you out there a little bit. It's been a really fun show so far, and we'll be right back with some more awesome fun talks.